Ladies and gentlemen, we've got one fight to go. We're running right on schedule, so we're going to be moving to the main event tomorrow night. This one wasn't easy, I promise you. We spent a lot of long, countless hours putting this together. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I'll turn these guys loose. How many of you get sick and tired of me hearing me talk? But if I didn't tell you this stuff, you probably would never know it. Daniel O'Brien is a guy that he's in his own like I don't know how to explain. He's got one fight as a professional. He never had an amateur MMA fight ever. This guy is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He won the Pan American Games in 2011, the gold medal in the brown belt division. He also won the silver medal in the no-gi division. You don't just walk, it's not like you walk up and enter a tournament at some high school gym and this happens like this. This guy's on a real different planet than most of the guys that are around here. He's fighting a guy, he was originally fighting Kendrick Myrie, which is a guy that's on a fast track to the UFC. Kendrick sustained a neck injury probably about 3 weeks ago. We were scrambling trying to find a replacement for this. We had a lot of people that were looking forward to seeing Daniel fight. But it was a fight that you couldn't just go anywhere and get a replacement fight for. I mean, we could have got guys that basically anywhere. One of the guys that had such a fit to fight Daniel, he had lost the last 5 of 6. He says, when this guy's making his pro debut, you don't understand. This guy, he's not like most of the guys that have been fighting. We went long ways to get him. He's almost from Miami, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, he trains with the Black Zillions. He's represented by some of the finest management that you can get. Chad Livingston is also. But I'm going to bring up now from the Jocko Training Center, Black Zillions, Delray Beach, Florida, Mr. Moyses Gabin. And now I'm going to bring up a guy that we had such a hard time getting. I was so sick of saying he's a black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, won the Pan American Games, 1-0. Yeah, we'll take it. Well, okay, no, we won't. So I want to thank Mr. Gavin for taking the fight on short notice. That wasn't easy for him. But I'm going to bring up the guy from Trad Martial Arts right now, Mr. Daniel O'Brien.
You know, I got fed so many different names, and that whole situation was crazy. And you know, I was at the point where I was like, you know, I'm not fighting. I'm gonna go support everybody else. But all these guys around here talk about the camps that they put in, you know. And when I hear the word camp, I think, you know, that's something you set up temporary. That's a camp is somewhere where you're at for a short period of time, you know. I train. This is my lifestyle. I train all the time. I don't do a camp. I train with my teammates every day, put in the hard work every day, 7 days a week, 3 times a day. I'm ready to perform all the time, you know, but my schedule keeps me pretty busy, and I stay busy teaching all the time, and you know, I'm very glad Moyses took this fight, and I'm able to, you know, not have gone through some of the stuff I did in the summer. My summer would have been pretty much the same nonetheless, but you know, I'm very grateful he accepted this fight, and you know, I couldn't thank him anymore. I can't wait to get in there tomorrow and show off some of my skills, you know, so can't wait.
I will add this. Daniel had a lot of names run by him, but he didn't get near what we saw. We called from Miami to Denver. I mean, we couldn't find anybody take it. I mean, it's the thing about Gabin is that he's fought on the big show. He's fought at Bellator 4 times. A lot of you guys out there don't know that. He fought for Elite XC before they went under. He also fought at M1 Global. He's a guy that he's fought all over the world. I mean, he's a guy that really is good, and it's really was able to locate him and find him, because that's the only kind of guy we could get to take a fight like this.
Gavin, do you think that that's going to be an upper hand on Daniel? Because you've had all the background of being on the show and in the spotlight?
I don't think so, you know. all that matters is once they lock the cage, you know. After that, the experience, the records, that's all BS, you know. I could be 0-30 and land my shot, and that's a good night. It could be against Anderson Silva, you know what I mean? It doesn't, records and how the experience isn't too much, you know what I mean? What it is preparation. So if you're prepared, that's it.
Are you prepared on such short notice?
I'm like in his world also, you know, because I do have a full-time job and I do my video production and all that, but I train every day, you know, whether it be by myself or whether it be up there with the Black Zillions, but I train every day, you know. As far as ready, I'm not as ready as I would like to be condition-wise, but that ain't no biggie to me, you know. All it takes is heart and just stay in there, you know what I mean?
Can you talk about those competitions that you're going to be in the next 3 months?
Yeah, not a lot of, you know, I don't know which ones I'm going to compete in for certain. Nogi Pan Ams in New York are at the end of September. I do spend a little bit more of my time. I still train Valley Tudo, stand-up, sparring, all that good stuff. Even when I'm doing jiu-jitsu, you know, I'm ready for somebody to come into my dojo, Johnny Lee Smith's dojo one day. I got to be there to defend it if it happens, you know. But you know, I'm ready for that stuff all the time. I'm never slacking in that department. Now, I have geared a little bit more of my training towards MMA for these past couple months, and I'm about to, you know, as soon as this fight ends, I plan to change gears a little bit, focus real hard on my jiu-jitsu. I really want to, you know, there aren't a lot of Americans that are the best representatives of jiu-jitsu right now. You know, jiu-jitsu is new for America for the most part. You know, we don't have that many world champions, that many world-class guys. There are a few right now, but you know, it's just not the same. I go to a tournament and I'll be the only American name in the division. You know, the last guy I grappled's name was Heenan Vital Rosa de Franca or something like that. You know, and the names just go on like that. But I want triad, which I already think it is, but I want triad to be Alabama's representative as far as martial arts, period. I want, when somebody thinks about Alabama and martial arts, all they think about is triad. You know, that's what I want us to do. And that's my goal. The only reason I'm even fighting, you know, I like, is to prove that our school's teachings are effective, that it's quality, that it can compete with the rest. You know, he obviously comes from some great gyms, schools, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, you know, I want to prove that our schools can compete with these schools. You know, that's my goal.
And Moses, why don't you talk about what it's like to train with the Black Zillion camp and how it's helped you prepare and evolve getting ready for this fight?
Well, I mean, training with the Black Zillions is tons of fun, you know. I get my butt kicked every day by like Rashad and Overeem, so you can't get that experience anywhere else. As far as for preparing for this fight, like I said, short notice. It's like I was telling him before, I was like, it came at the worst time because it just, everything was piling up, you know. Then I had this guy on my behind every day calling me like, what you doing, what you doing? I'm at work, I can't pick up the phone. But training with them is fun. I have no complaints. But I've trained with everybody, you know. I've trained with the American Top Team from Coconut Creek. I trained with some of the MMA masters out there. I've trained with Marcelo Garcia for jiu-jitsu, you know. So I trained with Valente brothers out there in Miami. So it's like, I'm a Ronin, I guess you could say, because I like going to different gyms and just checking them out.
And don't mind me, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No problem,
that's what, you know, that's what I think real fighters, real warriors do. They train. He trains all the time, regardless whether he has a fight or not. You know, we've even got those few people at our school that come and I got a fight's coming up. It's time to train. It's time to show up more. You know, now you start seeing their face in your school, and that's not somebody that's a real fighter. That's like a false image, you know? And once you get up to the pro level, and that's why a lot of these people I think don't want to go pro, you know, because they don't live that lifestyle. This is a lifestyle for myself and for Moses. It's not just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. This is something I do every day, something, you know, I plan to do until I die. I plan to do this, you know. And I think he's the same way. And I'm very
agree.
I'm very honored to be able to fight somebody of his caliber.
Daniel, your ground game, we all know, is incredible. Do you think that you're ready for a stand-up fighter?
To be honest, I've been training, you know, stand-up as long as I've been going on the ground. It's just an extra tool for me. You know what I'm saying? I actually started training stand-up before I started doing jiu-jitsu. When I first started doing jiu-jitsu, I only did it because I didn't want my brothers wanted to do it. I saw guys rolling around on the ground, and I didn't want to be a part of it. You know, that was me several years back, and I fell in love with it since then. You know, and the thing about jiu-jitsu, the reason why I'm known in jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu is, to me, it's what I love. You know, jiu-jitsu is an art. It's just, you know, I get to express myself and my personality on the mats. It's just, you know, everything that is jiu-jitsu, I think, is has become a part of me. Is, you know, we reflect one another. But as far as the stand-up, you know, I've been doing that the same as I've been training jiu-jitsu. So as much as I train jiu-jitsu, I train on my feet, standing, sparring, wrestling. I do the whole thing. I know mixed martial arts, you know, it takes the whole package. And, you know, I've wrestled with the best wrestlers. I spar with, you know, a lot of real tough guys. So I'm ready. I'm sure I'll be comfortable anywhere. And yeah, like you guys were talking earlier, he has a lot of experience, and I don't have much experience in the cage, if that's what you want to call it, you know, the cage. But I don't think it's that much different. You know, it's the pressure's there, but you know, you're going to get comfortable in there, and it's a matter of, you know, I think I'm going to get comfortable, and then it'll just be like at home. So.
Well, Gavin talked about working with the Black Zillions, and he gets his butt kicked all the time. With the guys at Triad.
Oh yeah, I get my butt kicked too. So I mean, it's all, if you're not getting your butt kicked, I mean, you're doing something wrong. You know, I get my butt kicked. Sometimes I have to allow myself to get my butt kicked to learn. Yeah. You know, but if you're not doing that, if you've got an ego, if you've got pride, that's why you don't see everybody that sticks with this is always a great guy. Every jiu-jitsu black belt is always a class act. Every fighter that sticks in this, they're always class acts. They're real good guys, and that is because, you know, they don't have egos. You can't have an ego and be good. You can't do that. You can't learn. If you're gonna have, those guys with the ego, they go to these other little, what we call big dojos, which is overnight schools, and they try to go be big fish in small ponds. And to me, that don't do anything for you. You know, who wants to be? I wanted the number one reason I took martial arts is for confidence. And if I'm the big fish in a small pond, that's not going to make me confident. What's going to make me confident is to be able to compete with the whole ocean out here, the Black Zillions, everybody, you know, American Top Team, whatever. I want to be able to compete with these guys. I don't care less about competing against somebody like Fear None or something like that. You know, I'm going to go ahead and spit that out there, but that's another. These things won't stick around. These smaller schools, you'll see them fade away in time. And triad martial arts has been, you know, gosh, I can't remember how long. You know, nearly 20 years. 1993. So I mean, you know, going on 20 years. So, and we've been producing champions for a long time in several different styles. Johnny is a national karate sparring champion, multi-time national sparring karate champion. You know, and you know, there really ain't much to say. I'm glad that Sport Fight X is one of the reasons I don't come crawling out of my hole very much is because, you know, there's when you come to fight around here, I've fought in a couple things around here, and I felt like I was on the Jerry Springer show. And I did it because, you know, I knew certain people were going to be there, and I was supposed to, I didn't want to do it. You know, it made me feel dirty, like I was sticking my hands in some mud or something. But when I come to you know, last time I fought for him, last fighter I fought, real respectful, you know, Moyses, real respectful guy, and you know, this whole organization, this whole deal has been good to me. It's been good to try. That's the only reason I've kind of stuck with Adam. I've had offers from other organizations and stuff, but
it's got to make you feel good that Adam went the extra mile.
Exactly. You know, I know there's a lot of promoters out there that don't look out for the best interest of the fighters, you know, but I really think he does, and I think he does a good job of that. Now, but what I was going to say is I'm glad to see that Sport Fight X is putting these other organizations out of business, like AXC and all that mess. We don't want that to be the image. To me, I don't want that to be the image of MMA in Alabama.
Slavinsky, did you do some research? John Jones, you're a big John Jones fan, right? I thought you were. Vanderlei, right?
Oh, Vanderlei Silva's my guy.
Yeah. Hey, you know, like Daniel said, I mean, we want to bring in the best guys to fight, and that's the reason we have other opportunities to sign other guys. But Gavin seemed like us. I mean, he was the guy for the job. This guy's called John Jones. He fought John Jones in his last fight before the UFC. Nobody asked him about that. What is it like? What was it like to fight John Jones?
I took that fight on short notice also. That's just,
He went 2 rounds.
I think my nickname should be Short Notice. Because it's like, out of like 9 fights that I have, like 6 of them are all short notice. And I just take them. I don't care if people show up 10 pounds heavy. I don't care. I take it, whatever. But as far as fighting John Jones, it's going to be pretty much probably like fighting with him. I was getting hit from like across the cage. I was like, wow.
Yoga flame.
And then exactly. And then in the first round, after like the first like 40 seconds, 50 seconds, I'm going for a takedown, but nobody tells me that this guy's like amazing at defense and takedown, so he throws me. And I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. You know, with like after like the second round, like in the middle of the second round, I couldn't keep my hands up no longer. I was dead tired, so it was just fatigue. You know, and that's pretty much what happens when you take a fight 3 days notice. But who cares? Like I said, records ain't nothing, y'all. Records ain't nothing.
Now he's talking about John Jones, the UFC light heavy champion. We're not talking about somebody's cousin, John Jones. the John Jones. That's the kind of fighter that he is, that he's been at some of the high level guys that he has. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you guys want to add anything else?
No, that's about it. I think Daniel talked their ears.
Never heard Daniel talk that much. Like open mic. You want to add anything, Moses?
Square up.
Nah, we good.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, tomorrow night, your main event is going to be the middleweight division, 3 5-minute rounds. This is Daniel O'Brien and Moses Gabin.
Face off. Do a face off.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night at the Battle Auditorium. It's going to start at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get your tickets at www.magiccitytix.com. For more information on Sport Fight X, you can check us out at www.sportfightx.com. Once again, that's Sport Fight X, O'Brien versus Gavin, live from the Battle Auditorium tomorrow night on pay-per-view in Birmingham, Alabama. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, I did want to add too, we'd like to thank Courtyard for letting us come out here this afternoon and take up so much of their space and their time. We're going to have an after party here tomorrow night. You can get in free with your Sport Fight X ticket, so hang on to that. Once again, that's tomorrow night at the conclusion of Sport Fight X Birmingham. You can come here to the Courtyard. These guys have went over, way and beyond to help us out here this afternoon, and we appreciate that so much. Thank you, guys.